Miyako cried. She flew gracefully across the hall, trying to avoid the path of the armed dolls. The lights coming up. She was surrounded. Several white-haired dolls clad in red and black dresses were armed with scythes. I think they like black and red here. And ethereal lights. It was a sea of porcelain dolls and shining steel weapons. They were all coming for her. Her nostrils took suddenly as the smell of old wooden furniture floated around her. Even though the room was decorated with beautiful bouquets and red roses in every corner, she could still feel it. Again.
Remember that.
Intruder.
It smells nice here. Miyako lifted her sword nervously. She was confident in her nose. She had the powers, the abilities, and the smell to take these dolls down, but she didn't have the heart to do it. After all, she had been once a doll. Long ago. Sorry.
You're good.
Intruder. Make her pay. Bring her to master.
There was a loud metallic sound as one of the dolls swung her scythe at her. Wait, what did... Oh, it hit it. Oh, yeah, it hit the base. I was like, it just bounced right off of her, and the doll's like, well, shit, what do we do?
We hit him.
This is made of metal. Sorry, the writing was a bit weird there. Instead, it hit a nearby vase, which collapsed on impact. Mako happened to be next to the unfortunate vase, and she could feel its weight crushing her as she screamed in confusion, staring at the sea of porcelain dolls. Holy shit, it was a 10-foot tall vase. Sorry, vase.
Why are you attacking me? What are you?
The dolls moved closer. No, you're not. No, you're not. Alright, it's time for Sozai. I'm going to remember to read the first line this time. Sozai Miwakuna took a sip of her tea. She stared at the white-haired boy in front of her. The boy. She noticed and smiled at her. Sozai couldn't help but blush a little. He was kind of hot, after all. After all, he showed her nothing but kindness.
And horniness.
He was horny. He was obnoxious, petty, and a bit lecherous. But nobody's perfect, and she knew it. Sorry, voice crack. She was grateful for listening to Kibon's prophecy that day. Satan, rock on! The day Zero Hagane arrived at the island, involuntarily saving her from a life of loneliness and self-loathing. The most relatable character in this whole series. Her days have been full of discoveries and happiness afterwards, and so as I silently prayed it would continue this way forever. But Zero's human, so at least he is now. He's gonna die unless he becomes. He decides to go back to being a half ghost. He's like, take it back. I don't want it. A loud crash woke her from her entranced thought. Thoughts.
Alright. What was that?
Said sorrow as she summoned a sphere of black matter in her hands. She was about to fuck shit up. It was an involuntary reaction. She mentally scolded herself for it. Oops, looks like I went a little too far this time. Said Zero as he laughed sheepishly.
What do you mean?
This guest came to visit my place. He cocked his head to the side like a gun and grinned. I tried to send some dolls so she could have some playtime, but it looks like she's rather bad at it. She's gonna have to pay for that 10-foot tall pot we have in the hall for some reason.
But how could you know she was here?
Asked Sozai, generally surprised.
And for good reason. You were having tea with me this whole time.
I'm a wizard. No. I'm also a ghost puppeteer too, you know. My dolls are aware of everything that happens outside of the mansion. I guess we all share the same collective conscience and horniness. So as I couldn't... Oh, yeah, there's a word missing here. I believe it's meant to say, so as I couldn't help but let out, but sigh exasperately. Exasperate. That is a word. That's a big word. Yes, that answer was so much like him.
That's impressive, but what will you do with this guest?
Starts playing a careless whisper. So I was like, don't you dare. You're mine. Zero just finished sipping his teeth and rose from the chair. He extended his hand at Sozai with a smile, causing her to blush again. God, he's so hot. Let's greet our little intruder, shall we?